Hey, everybody, you're watching and listening to the We Are Rising podcast. This is Andrew Benjamin, joined by my special guest co-host today, Mike from Ohio. How you doing, Mike, sir?
Doing good, Andrew. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, doing well. Sorry for the wait. Snowstorm here, so I apologize for those who were waiting to hear our delicious takes on RIZIN 50. So before we get into the card, Mike, what do you think overall how the show was?
Phenomenal. This is one of the best Rising cards I've seen, I think. A lot of really good results with the promotion, actually. A few very big surprises, couple of at least one fight of the year candidate. Yeah, it was just a phenomenal show in general, and I am really excited for I think the future of Ryzen is a lot better than it was before the event.
So just a reminder, it was New Market, New Area, Shikoku area, Kagawa. The attendance was 9,020. I believe Anabuki Arena holds about 10,000. Yeah. So this is what I was told. So they initially sold out the general whatever tickets they put out. Then they released more tickets the day of. So there was a significant walk up. It wasn't sold out.
No, is that because that stage took up?
I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure. But like what they released, walk up is still a big thing in Japan. They don't have to go through the bullshit of tickets things reselling whatever here. So you can still get tickets for some major shows the day of, which is great. And it looks like they had a good significant walk up for their show.
And that's a good thing because
also the first show this arena ever had, first sports show.
Yes.
So quite an inaugural, quite a way to start off.
Oh yeah.
And first Rising show of the year, first show in Shikoku, first show at this arena. There's a lot of firsts on this show.
It is, and as long as they don't, as I guess you could use a wrestling parlance, don't burn the territory out, they're in good shape.
Well, the funny thing is, so they haven't been to Hokkaido. They've only been to Hokkaido once. They did that one show there. They haven't been back. I'm curious to know if the same thing's going to happen. If they just wanted, have they been to Hokkaido twice?
I'm not sure. I think they've only been to Hokkaido once. I could be wrong.
Okinawa they've been to twice.
Yes, I thought they were supposed to go back to Hokkaido in June. I think.
Did they say that? Because we had
Didn't Zach in the thread say that there was going to be a June show in Hokkaido?
Well, until they announce it, I'm,
right.
Hearsay. So as far as I'm concerned, one show in Hokkaido, two shows in Okinawa. They do the regular shows in Osaka, Nagoya, and obviously Tokyo / Saitama. I'll consider it
their home region essentially.
Yeah. So I think overall, I hope they do come back. It was a nice arena as well. It was a nice arena.
Oh yeah, this was really nice, and the atmosphere was really good too.
Now the big question I have is, Michael Schiavello on commentary said this was a top 5 Rising show. Would you say this is a top 5 Rising show?
It's certainly up there. I'd have to really look through it long and hard just to make that determination. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but all I can say is this was a phenomenal event.
I'm going to compare this to kind of how the Sapporo show was, where I'm going to consider almost like a Transformers movie, where if you ever seen a Transformers movie, they're not smart, they're very dumb, and they're entertaining. That's how I'm going to consider it. This was an entertaining show. I can't deny though that there were some mismatches.
Absolutely.
And I have to kind of Sapporo is the king. That show with Sapporo was like the king and queen of mismatches. Like putting those at Zack Sane and Yusuke Yachi, Oshima and Salt and a bunch of others.
Lukoku versus Minoru Kimura.
Yes, so that like that. I don't know if I can say it's top 5 compared, because when I'm thinking top 5, maybe top 10, but top 5, like obviously I think the Ryzen Floyd Mayweather tension show, I think might be their best show of all time. Maybe number 2, maybe Super RIZIN 2, followed by Super RIZIN 1. So
RIZIN shows have been really good.
I don't know if I can put.
One,
I don't know if I can put them on the same. I kind of have to make a new category for them.
As far as numbered shows go, it was one of the better ones.
Oh, okay. I could go with that. Yeah. Also, by the way, I don't know if our friend, oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. The one who always asks the great questions about RIZIN's future. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm having my brain's all. No, I King Silo. Anyway, he had a question about after Korea, where would they go next after? And I forgot to ask that. Where do you think should they go?
Well, if it's not gonna be like Hawaii,
Fallen Star. Thank you, Code Mayday. Sorry, Fallen Star. Yeah,
Falling Star. With China? No, they wouldn't have any ties to China.
No, I would not recommend that either.
No. They'll be in Korea on May 31st. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Here's the thing. So
probably Hawaii.
I don't think a Hawaii show is ever going to happen now. I think
I don't either, but I'm just saying, like, I'm blanking on where they
big brain here. They put it. Do you think either potentially Russia or Brazil? Because I know
Brazil, maybe Russia.
Actually, no, sorry, not Russia. Poland or Brazil, since they got a KSW guy in this heavyweight tournament, and they have a Brazilian in the tournament.
Maybe a co-promotion with KSW or Octagon at some point.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Okay, Mohammed. Also, thank you. Onigiri Q was fed to a veteran was a huge match. That also you can't ignore that as well.
No, of course not. But although I do think Onigiri Kun did a pretty good job, all things considered.
Also, credit to Rise as well. The show was free, still free. It was available. I watched up until Doubtback Chihiro, and I was just like, I can't take it anymore. I was hearing voices, and then but it was available immediately right after. In the past, that hasn't been a thing where you had to wait like a few hours. But like it was still available. Nothing was edited out, all that stuff. So good on RIZIN for that. Sorry, there's stuff in the chat. I'm gonna get to everybody. Kobe Day, how can RIZIN book 3 events in 2 months? Tokyo Dome, South Korea in June, because they're doing good now. Tokyo Dome, they were banking on Mikuru Ren to be a big sellout. South Korea, I would not be surprised if there's
a deal.
Yeah, some deal with either Road FC, maybe Black Combat, more likely Road FC. Maybe they're splitting the venue, things, whatever. So I don't know. In June, so yeah, who knows? If we'll have to see how the Tokyo Dome show does. We don't know if it'll do as well if it would have been with Mikuru Ren, but I think it's going to still do good regardless. Actually, here's another question as well, Mike. Does RIZIN at this point, does the name sell itself?
Yes.
I think, but I think in tiers though. I think like the Nagoya show that Kleber, what was it? Which one was the one that he may have invented? Remember they had those two. They had a Tokyo show and a Nagoya show like 1 week. Remember that they had 2 landmark shows, I think, or landmark.
No, you're talking about when my wife and I were in Japan. That's right. It was RIZIN 44 in Saitama. Then there was RIZIN Landmark in Nagoya.
Yes, because that Nagoya show did not sell out and did pretty. We were at the Nagoya show, right?
I was going to. Then my wife got sick.
Okay, but that show was not sold out, and I heard it not do relatively well. So I think the name sells to a point, and then
that's where that's where you bring in attempt to make new stars and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think most of the fights we evenly matched, besides the Hagawara fight, you had a strawweight beating up an atomweight. Kobe Day. You had a 60-fight veteran beating up a pro debuting guy. Ed Polo King Sakai was supposed to be a squash match, but that did not turn out. Yeah.
No.
And then the prelims as well. were a bunch of that. So not all the matches, and even a
No.
Hagiwara fight was not even a listen. They specifically picked Misech. They looked at his record and were like, "Oh yeah, this guy ain't gonna go for a takedown on Hagiwara."
No, he was obviously brought in to feed Hagiwara, and
Yeah.
mission accomplished.
I wanted to head back to Azerbaijan. Probably not. Tofik looks to be UFC bound with those nice
Really?
UFC socks. He was wearing he said soon or something on his Instagram, and he was wearing these like UFC socks.
Mm.
So, yep. Well, good on him. I'm a big fan of his, and would be interesting to see how how he stacks up with those guys, and assuming he will do lightweight
Mhm.
there. Yep. Sorry, we want to say something, Mike?
No.
Let's see. Who will fill the hole in our hearts now that Kyoji is gone? Quite clearly, it will be Hiromasa Ogikubo. I don't know. I think
Yuki.
I think flyweight. Oh, I think that's what they're going to try to do with flyweight. They're going to try to find the hole to fill.
Yeah, I mean, we can discuss it, but long story short, there was nothing more Kyoji can do in RIZIN. Not a damn thing.
Of course, Samurai says, Yaman. Hagiwara fight was also evenly matched on paper. In terms of records, yes, but they specifically chose a guy that they knew was not going to grapple. And they picked the right one. Was Machi versus Park? Machi had a close first round standing. They did, but also
the size difference.
Yeah, the size difference. Like one's a straw weight, the other one fights at atom weight, and was
and so hopefully Park gets a fight if she's up for it. Hopefully she gets a fight in RIZIN Korea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I'm hoping that Park gets something out of it. Like, hopefully she wasn't just fed to do nothing.
Absolutely.
Before we go into the prelims, I gotta do an ad read, of course. This podcast is sponsored by Shroom Bar. These are delicious protein bars, 12 grams of protein, have reishi, cordyceps, turkey tail, and lion's mane. All good if you are a fighter, work out, or just want a healthy snack. I am not a fighter, at least as much of a fighter as some of the other people that we talk about, but I do jiu-jitsu, and these are a great post-workout meal to have. Meal, snack, whatever you want to call it, to have. And if you use the code WAR, as you can see right there, use it at the checkout for eachroombar.com. Again, eachroombar.com. Use WAR. You're going to get a pack of these delicious bars. They don't have shitty ingredients in them like the other ones have. And I'm very happy that they're a sponsor of the podcast. So again, eachroombar.com. WAR, check out 25%. Okay, so we're going to go into the prelims. I'm going to just quickly, once I can screen share so we can all see what I'm seeing. Okay. Okay. I'll just quickly go over them. Toki Kagawa, by the way, from Kagawa, hometown guy, beats Ryuki. Hiroki Takaoka had mercy on us and did decision. Seiya Amayama. Sorry? Yeah, Shoji Otani knocked down an old man and beat him in the first round. Ryoki Yoshioka defeated Daiki Kirizumi, probably the most surprising of the of them. And then Ryoya and I beat up a 16-year-old kid, Rinto Kako. So, any thoughts on these 2, 4, 5 prelims, Mike?
Honestly, I thought even though he was 1-3 coming in, I thought Kagawa looked really good. I thought his technique he didn't look like someone who was 1-3 for starters.
Maybe he also had a hometown buzz injection, whatever thing. I don't know.
Right, but I'm just saying, like if he can get more, if he can improve, he looks like he could potentially be a player because I was really impressed with him. That's a deceiving record. He's better than 2-3 in my opinion. Takaoka, I suppose maybe you could bring him in to job to someone, but whatever.
It's so funny that we were like, that I thought this guy was going to decision Amayama, and then like the one time he gets a win, a submission on a finish on his record is on this show. I figured this would be this that he was just going to get another boring decision, which it looked like it was going that route.
Well, thank God it didn't. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Shoji Otani looked good. I mean, as you said, he beat an old man.
Yeah.
And then I thought Inai looked good, but once again, as you said, he was fighting overmatched 16, 17-year-old, whatever it was.
Yeah. I mean, like that is a clear mismatch. I think the kid was like 2-0, I think.
He was.
And then but Inai has just set so much more experience, and it's just like, oh, this is gonna go like one way.
Yeah.
You know. Was there anybody? I know you said that Kagawa stood out. Anybody else?
Otani.
Yeah, but it's funny because the first time he was on RIZIN, he had a shitty fight.
Yeah.
he did not look good.
Right. I mean, and like he's definitely gotten better. I mean, he's just a good, solid veteran. So,
sorry. Yeah,
I mean,
go
no, he's if we could actually watch Knockout.
ahead. Well, you could watch it, but just like months later.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely someone I enjoy watching fight. I mean, he's solid technically, and I've seen a lot. You can watch a lot worse. I'll put it like that.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll ever see these guys again because, again, I think it seems like RIZIN has they have two drawers. They have people who they intend to bring back and then people who they either bring back only when they come back within the region or never again. So,
yeah, I mean, and that's fine. I'm sure these guys sold some tickets, and they probably don't get paid anything, so it's good.
I'm pretty sure they get paid something, and then they get paid, I don't know, a percentage of the tickets. I don't know if they do that. Yeah, Shu and has talked about on Let's Talk JMA how if a fighter pulls out though, they have to, and the fight's canceled, they have to refund. Anybody who wants a refund, they have to refund the ticket from their own pocket.
Yeah,
he's talked about that before, which I can't believe that's actually a thing.
It's weird, but culture, different cultures.
Yeah. Falling Star, your thoughts on the one show. So I've seen the results. I kind of watched a bit of the finishes. I can't speak on it as a whole. You saw the show, right, Mike?
My wife and I did. Yeah, it was
I'll let you speak
a phenomenal show.
I definitely the whole thing with pay-per-view though, and then offering it free was like that's why I didn't watch it at first because I was like, I'm not gonna pay $30, $40, whatever it was, and then everybody's talking about the show who like I know who don't buy things, and I'm like, you probably didn't watch it on the C's, so I don't like how'd you watch it? Oh, they put up for free. I'm like, what? Like, yeah. And then people who bought it, apparently they're not getting refunded or something. They're getting fucked over in some way. Oh,
not
man.
a good look. Not a good look for one in that case.
No.
I was going to say overall, this was, like I said, that was a phenomenal show. It sucked about Takeru, but I'm not surprised because
don't spar middleweights when you have a big fight 2 weeks beforehand.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I did. I didn't spar up the big guys 2 weeks before my fight for that reason. Sorry, Mike. Yeah. It so irritates me.
And then and also his penchant for gym wars.
I know it's so stupid. I may have only one fight to my record, but I can, as somebody who had to go through this, I'm gonna say gym wars are fucking stupid, and you should not do them unless the person is around the same weight as you or you really, really trust them.
I was going to say, case in point, boxer, terrible Terry Norris. He was a great fighter for a long time, but he went downhill after a while because, in large part, gym wars.
Yeah. Thank you, Yuki Oza. Well, maybe he'll be the next saving grace of kickboxing. Well, he's in one now, I think, right? I think he went to one, right? That's what I
don't know. I don't know what Yuki Oza is doing now. I don't know.
He's definitely not K1 anymore.
Okay.
But I thought he said he was in one.
He might be. I mean, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, so Luke clarifies. Apparently, one car's refund period is only 24 hours, and they didn't notify people that deadline was in the
that
first
sounds
place.
accurate.
So dumb. So dumb. I think people are gonna remember that card as being great. Will remember the bad shit more than the good stuff, and Takaru losing, of course.
Yeah, and then you had Yuya Wakamatsu looking awesome against Adriano Moraes and what the hell was it? Masaki Nori
Yeah,
knocking out Tawanchai.
yeah. Good call. It sounds like I'm gonna watch it eventually.
And the
Maybe this
Daka
weekend.
looking awesome too.
Oh yeah, but he's like light
Yeah.
years above everybody. I'll maybe try and watch it this week. I'll maybe put on like 0.3 speed or whatever.
Yeah. And the Daka winning and the Daka coming out to the Dragon Quest theme is always a good thing.
Oh. So let's get into the main card. Stop top down. So Naoki Inoue, split decision win over Yuki Matoya. I did not think it was going to go this way. I thought that Inoue was going to smash Matoya. That did not happen.
Yes.
And there was some controversy. Some people thought that Matoya won. What were your thoughts, Mike?
No, I thought Inoue won. I thought it was with Matoya too little, too late. I mean, that's pretty much. I thought he did damage in the third round, almost got him a few times, but I didn't think that superseded Inoue's domination over the first 2 rounds, outboxing Matoya. I didn't think the damage offset that.
There was a lot of talk about RIZIN judging, and it seems like J-Mock might be having different standards, or at least it appears to be, because technically they're supposed to be. So it's the reason why Inoue won was on generalship, which is basically the best way is like it's basically like controlling. You're controlling, whatever, the fight, whatever, and all that stuff. I guess the equivalent would be like cage control for the UFC. So,
yes.
But however, Matoya did damage Inoue's eye. His eye was swelling. That damage is a judgment factor for the judges, and also finishing. Now, if you judge the fight as a whole, I can get both. I think for rounds 1 and 2, you can make the argument, if you don't count the damage, that without doubt Inoue was controlling, and that was all him. However, once the damage occurred to Inoue's eye, that to me is when Matoya is starting to climb back up, and then he had that resurgence in the third round. It was maybe like a third of the way through the round. It wasn't the entire round.
No, it wasn't.
So I get it from that perspective. I don't think it's a robbery, though. It would have been nice to have seen Matoya kind of win, because they were promoting this as like his, this might be your final shot, the championship. They had the confessions of his kids, and all that stuff, and his wife. It was really cool. It was kind of like, that kind of would have been an interesting ending. Or not an ending, but like an encapsulation of his entire career, because he's been the consummate gatekeeper, I would say.
Good, but not good enough.
Yeah. And this was the closest that he's come to greatness. And yeah, but I mean, what do you if they had given it to Matoya, would you have said that would have been an unfair judgment, Mike?
No, but like I said, I thought Inoue did enough to win.
Muhammad says, I have one judge probably gave Matoya the nod based on the third round. Probably, yeah.
Yes.
And also, Luke says, I imagine a lot of the robbery games come from people that got Matoya at 3-1 odds. I also put in there for clickbait purposes as well, Luke. So
and for sentimental purposes.
Yeah, I have to. Listen. Since I'm getting sponsored now, I now have to take this a little bit more seriously than I used to. So now I have to finagle algorithms with all that stuff. And robbery is a keyword that people look up, unfortunately. So do I think it was a robbery? No, I don't think so. I think I would have been happy either way. But what do you think is so? It seemed like Inoue was going to be bound probably for UFC after this. I don't know if the UFC is going to get him now with a split decision win. What do you think?
No, I think Inoue is going to stay in RIZIN for a little while.
I don't know who. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say he needs to build himself up if he's going to go back to UFC, because he's got work to do. But you're going to be asking who's next?
Yeah, if there's anybody.
Um, I'm not sure, to be honest.
I'll just put it easily as whoever wins Sabatello Ota, probably they'll give it to. They're
Maybe
supposed to.
maybe Akimoto if he wins one or two.
Well, Akimoto was supposed to be here. This was supposed to be his fight.
Mhm.
So I don't know if they'll give it to Akimoto after 1 and 2. We don't even know if he's going to fight the Tokyo Dome. He'll probably will, but as of now, I would only peg that they would probably give the winner to whoever Sabatello and Ota wins. And Ota was supposed to fight Inoue, I think it was 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I think Inoue got injured.
Yes.
And I think that's the route they're going to go. Komide says Dalbeck or Ogikubo. Dalbeck said there's no confirmation of that. Dalbeck said he could do bantamweight, but no confirmation that he said he's definitely going to do featherweight. I don't think we need Ogikubo. Him and Naoki have they fought twice or they fought once? I think they fought once.
I'm not sure.
It was I think it was once. It was in
it was the Japan GP in 2021 New Year's Eve.
Plus, also I think Ogikubo's I think he's doing flyweight now. I don't know if he has any interest in going back to bantamweight, as far as I know.
Right.
Well, he wants to fight Mikuru as well. So who the fuck knows? Interesting fact. Matama says Matoya's 50th fight at Rise 50. He is a Ryzen original, one of the few guys who's fought in Ryzen every year since the first show. So I hope they continue that tradition for as long as he fights. What do you think will be next for Matoya? You think he'll have a fight in deep? Think they'll give him somebody else?
Maybe you knowing how Ryzen books, they'll probably give him like freaking Shoko Sato or something.
That will be very boring, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really all I can think of right now.
Takizawa rematch. No.
Maybe Nose. Maybe if he comes back, Nose.
Well, here's the thing. Listen, he can still beat some of them youngins. So he could beat Nose. I know Nose has been recently, his record's not been that good.
No.
So maybe if you want to do that, I think that's fine. But yeah, listen, I hope that Ryzen keeps him around as a gatekeeper. He's a perfect gatekeeper for your division. And a good way to test fighters to see where they are, especially grappling wise.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So on to the co-main. Maybe another robbery. I'll ask you, Mike. Did Karshiga Dalbeck do enough to beat Chihiro Suzuki?
No, I thought Chihiro won the fight.
Okay, so
I thought he won it on damage, and I thought he just did more. Like I said, I thought he did more damage. I watched it with my wife, she's slant because she's Moldovan. She has a thing she cheers for the ex-Soviet fighter.
Does she like that fighter Ion Kutulaba?
Yes.
UFC? I had a feeling. He's the only Moldovan fighter I know.
Right. Same. And then she also thought that Chihiro won the fight. I didn't think it was a robbery, but yeah, I thought Chihiro won.
I won't listen, I won't lie. I thought that Dalbeck was kind of just going to manhandle Suzuki. So again, another case of where I get where if you think Suzuki won, I get it. Here's the thing though. And a friend of mine mentions to me that Suzuki, when you watch Suzuki's fights, you think he's winning because he's throwing a lot, but he's also not. He's the ones that land are doing damage, but he's also, for every 10 shots that he throws, 9 or 8 are missing, and 2 or 1 are connecting but powerful, and or possibly creating damage. Dalbeck, on the other hand, is hitting more. Seems to be. I think he had Suzuki maybe rocked-ish at
he
one
did a
point.
few times, but I thought Suzuki rocked him more.
Yes, but Dalbeck was, in my mind, was connecting more. He was I don't know. Ryzen, they used to do the thing with the. Remember, they would release how many strikes and all. They didn't do. I wish they had done this for this fight because then we could compare. But at least to me, it looked like more significant strikes came from Dalbeck in terms of what you would define as significant strikes, or I'm guessing how J-Mock does it. Dalbeck did have one takedown though, one successful takedown. Nothing, but it wasn't. It wasn't like what he did with Yaman. And the other times is that Suzuki defended them perfectly. Again, if you said Suzuki win, I got no issue. If you think Dotback win, I got no issue. But it was a great fight nonetheless. It really
Neither
showed,
lost.
yeah, yeah. And Dotback after gave his did you see that Chivavella said this as well? He was like he couldn't tell if like Dotback was saying no, I didn't win, or no, like did you see that? Did you hear that?
I did.
I think that's what I think Dotback was kind of like that. I feel like that he's the type of guy that'd be like, I don't think I deserve the win or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say in
Did
the
you see
moment.
Did you see the photo of him with like the stuffed animals?
I did
And
that.
he's just that to me is his happy face. Well, they call this the Rock versus Lightning, right? Rock versus Lightning, yeah. And yeah, Dotbeck has the best ice cold expression since maybe Chuck Liddell, I think.
Yeah, he dare I say he reminds me of the football quarterback Eli Manning.
What a comparison.
Just in terms of facial expression, because Eli never freaking smiled.
Or was that the if you remember the wrestler Vladimir Kozlov?
Yes. I think his real name was Oleg Prudius, but that's
Something like that, yeah.
yeah. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in years.
Doubtback though gave us his he gave props to Suzuki after, said that Suzuki's young, he's a great fighter, he's going to go great places, just had nothing bad to say about him.
Yeah.
Now, do you think it's Suzuki who have won? Do you think they're going to have Suzuki challenge Mikuru?
No,
I don't. I agree.
No, because you're trying to get Mikuru. You're trying to extend Mikuru's career. Suzuki would have freaking killed him.
I know. Rob Yaman. Maybe they'll get the rematch someday. Sam Runt. Muhammad says Dalbeck released a huge sigh of relief after the judge's decision was read. Maybe he felt he didn't do enough. No, I think that's why he was saying like no. Like I think he was either saying no, I didn't do enough to win, or no, I don't deserve to win. I think it was one of those two.
I mean, it could have went either way. So you know what? It was like a sigh of relief.
Yeah. So I know Dalbeck said that he could do 135. I'm surprised he can, but let's not pay attention to that. Let's assume he says at 145. We got Kleber, Shadulyev next. So I should have figured this. And Shadulyev and Dalbeck are friends. So maybe that's why they never booked him in RIZIN. I don't know if Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, these are friends. I don't know if it's a Islamic thing. But apparently they're buddies somehow, some way. Would you do the winner of that versus Dalbeck?
Yeah. If they don't go to UFC, yeah.
I don't think Dalbeck's going to go to UFC. I think Shadulyev, if he does win, I think he goes to UFC right after. I think it's like part and parcel. Maybe one defense. Maybe one defense.
Maybe one or two defenses. But yeah, I agree with you. But I would book Dalbeck for the belt.
Gotcha. I missed 10-minute opening rounds. Of course, we all do. Asian John 15. Muhammad says scared of fighting the Chikawa. Chikawa? Yeah, let's explain that, Muhammad. Maybe I'm missing something there. Chihiro though. Chihiro. So it'd be a great fucking match since they both lost their matches. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know. Who are you thinking?
I was thinking Chihiro versus Yaman.
No.
You don't want to see Chihiro versus Yaman?
I was thinking you put him in with an easier opponent. I was thinking maybe Ryogo Takahashi.
Well, he's in the tournament now.
Right.
The featherweight tournament. So
yeah, Takahashi was the first one that I was thinking. Maybe. I don't know, but either way, I would not book him.
Well, okay, here's a better question. Do you book him for the Tokyo Dome show, Suzuki?
No, because he said he wanted to take a break.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, interesting. I did not hear that. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, although who knows if he was just disappointed.
Yeah, it's like when Reina loses, she says she's going to fight.
Yes.
She's going to retire. Look at this. Chihiro says Komide says Shihiro versus Shuya Kimura.
No, I would book him with, how about Yokoyama
Okay, that's interesting. Striker versus grappler.
and coming off losses.
Yeah, I like that. I'm not opposed to that. Well, then again, he may go to he still has to defend his knockout championship. He hasn't defended that in about a year,
No, he hasn't.
so he needs to do that as well. So maybe knockout will be the answer.
Or maybe you do maybe a mixed rules fight with maybe Trinidad.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Trinidad has my God, that guy has skyrocketed since that tournament.
He would be an interesting opponent for Mikuru. I don't care if
that's not gonna happen.
Under MMA, Mikuru would kill him.
I don't even know if Mikuru would kill him, but that guy punches. That guy has the fact that he knocked out Yaman is like, that's how Yaman has a great chin.
I know he does.
Yeah, and no, I don't think Trinidad. I saw some people saying that Dopak should get his win back from Mikuru. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna put that in the Tokyo Dome.
I mean, the best option right now is Hagiwara.
Oh yes, I forgot the Chikawa character. Yes, the one, the cute one. Oh my God, I should have realized that, Mohammed. Thank you for clarifying that. That's my bad. Okay, I have one of those little things. Nakahara rematch? No, I don't think so. No.
No.
I don't even. Where's Yoshi? I don't even know where Nakahara is even at this point.
Yeah, I don't.
Which Grand Prix would be better, heavyweight or flyweight? I think the flyweight one would be better.
Flyweight. Is it gonna be 8 or 16?
Yeah. Heavyweight's gonna just be fat guys hitting each other, and then Shoma Shibisai is going to be the only like real technical one out of all those guys, depending on who they get. Because they're supposed to announce 2 more people. We'll see who they announce. And then Mikuru subs a frog and won. So what do you think about Mikuru? Let's just talk about that briefly, Mike. Who do you think they're gonna do Mikuru at the Dome?
I'm thinking Hagiwara.
You know, it's interesting. I'm thinking that, you know, Saito was on commentary, man, and I was like, I think Hagiwara is a possibility. But now I'm like, oh, they're gonna definitely do Saito if they showed him on camera. He was on commentary, so I think to remind audiences,
yeah, and then
they could definitely do Hagiwara. I think,
yeah. And then another possibility, I could see 2 other ones, depending if he's able to fight after his recent run-in with the law, Koji.
Oh yes, I forgot. Dependable coach. He might need to take the fight because he might need to get another paycheck to pay off some lawyer bills.
Yeah, and then maybe Catfish.
I guess that's also a possibility as well. But there's been the fact that that Saito was on commentary, the fact that they showed him, I don't know. That's just telling me, like, because I thought maybe he's retired because he's doing his ramen thing. I don't know. I just feel like there are some people. Did you see that? Not Gustavo. Satoshi said, "Oh, getting my suit ready for the press conference." Some people were saying like it's gonna be Satoshi versus Miku. I don't think they're gonna do that. No.
I would say Satoshi's going to defend the lightweight title.
Yeah, I think so.
But the question becomes against who?
Yeah. Well, actually, let's just talk about that. Well, we're gonna get to that fight anyway. So, Shunta Nomura beat Luis Gustavo. Fight got ended early because of a headbutt. That they could stop. I don't know. Do you think they should have just let the fight continue?
Yes.
It was a fair round.
It looked like it was a bad cut. It was a bad cut, but I thought it was doable. But Japan has always been way more cautious with cuts in general.
They are. I think it's like, oh, they'll wipe it once, and then like if it still bleeds after, then no. Yeah. Well, listen, they used to be bad. You know, remember when Crow Cop?
Yes.
Made that little tiny.
Well, that's also when they were on Fuji.
Yeah. I got to figure that like but also it was a headbutt, so I get why they ended it early, and you can't count it as damage if you're judging. Oh shit! Sorry, I got some things. Let's see. Will Dalbeck face Azakura for the title, or will they give the title to Suzuki? Oh no, Azakura has any titles now, my friend. AZ Ray videos. Shoji's still out there losing. I guess
you could see. I guess Chihiro versus Shoji too, if you want to have a story.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That is actually a good one. Yeah, they should definitely do that. JTT wants Mikuru versus. He wants Mikuru versus Chrome. Then he said Mikuru versus Bubba Jenkins. Yeah, none of those are happening. Not happening at all. Yeah. Billy Beagle usually spouts random statements. He has some interesting posts here and now. I definitely agree with that. And he should absolutely unblock you, Sam Roots. But yeah, so I mean, so we got to see some grappling from Gustavo. I don't think we've ever grappled in any of his fights.
No,
Ryzen.
I don't recall him doing that, but
I thought he was gonna get that guillotine. That guillotine looked tight, and then Nomura got out of it.
to Nomura's credit, I thought Nomura actually won this fight. I thought his stand-up looked really good. And I thought his submission defense looked pretty good. But then again, getting caught in a guillotine like that compared Gustavo compared to Satoshi, that's obviously night and day.
Yes. No, I think Nomura looked good. But Gustavo was starting to pick up. You know, he's not a slow starter usually. He usually picked it up from the bell. But like, no, I don't know. Gustavo seemed off on this fight. This is not his usual. He didn't seem, I don't know if he was injured or something, but I don't know.
Potentially because of the knockout loss, maybe?
You mentioned that, and I was like, oh no, I can't see this guy being tentative. I think you might have been right. I think he was tentative because he had never been clocked like that before.
No, and especially against a striker like Nomura, who clearly has good stand-up.
Yeah. He's Nomura's from Brave, so he's got the wrestling as well. So that's probably where the gap is.
He had a good takedown in the second round. Like he did some good grappling in the second round, as I recall.
I did say some people say that Gustavo would have been winning, I guess, the third round.
Yes, he was. But,
I guess so. Yeah,
by a little bit, but it wasn't enough to offset the first two rounds.
Yeah. Do you still do Nomura versus Satoshi? I say you gotta do it because there's really nobody else.
There's nobody else right now. I mean, especially now that Carlisle got beat and didn't make weight.
Yeah. Yeah. So Gustavo versus Carlisle.
It would have been the only other option that I could think of.
Do keep in mind though, Carlisle did say this is his last fight in his contract, so we don't know. I mean, I don't know what Yeah, that's to me the fight that should have been made. So I still have this theory that they booked Nomura and Izumi and Gustavo and Carlisle, but then they realized, oh no, Nomura and Izumi have already fought twice, and Nomura beat him twice, so that's why it was like this. I don't know why. It just seems so
random.
Yeah, it really. Yeah, the Carlisle and Izumi match was a random kind of thing.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, I don't think they're going to bring Carlisle back, especially after the weight issue.
We'll get more into that after. I disagree. I'll tell you. I'll give my thoughts on why. But we'll get into that more after. Sorry, there's so many. I'm so behind on the things. Okay. Luke says Nomura's on track to lose the fight in the third, but would he have still won the fight? I still think he would have won the fight. I think so. If it was going in the way that
because Gustavo hadn't done enough.
Yeah, he did. As Sam Root says, it got Gustavo was getting his rhythm, but I still don't think he would have knocked him out. Or and yes, Nomura needs to be sacrificed because Satoshi is he's run out of opponents. They hate him up so fast. They're like, no, if the only contender is Nomura in this fight, which I still think was very shitty. So I still think that they should have said that this is the number one contenders fight. Because then what happened if like Gustavo beat him? Do you not have him face Satoshi again? I think that's like a very odd move. Ryzen will die says Gustavo gave away a year due to COVID for Ryzen after these two anticlimactic losses. Do you think he calls it quits with Ryzen unless they do him a favor? No, I think they'll keep him. I think he's definitely going to fight in Ryzen again. He has said, and I don't know,
he loves Japan.
Yes, he said he loves fighting in Ryzen. I don't know. I'm sure if he got a call from Dana White Contender Series or whatever, he would take it. But I don't see it happening after two back-to-back losses. So I think he's going to stick with Ryzen. I'm surprised that PFL didn't pick him up for their lightweight.
Yeah.
And he never fought in Bellator as well. So maybe he really means it when he says that he wants to only fight in Ryzen. He's maybe not bullshitting. Hey, WMAC now. We haven't gotten to the women's fight yet. That'll be second to last. So heavyweights. Ed Polo King beats Ryo Sakai with major difficulty. I was hoping Ryo Sakai was going to beat him. I was hoping, okay, we're going to get 3 rounds of grappling Sakai. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So, but like, listen, I gotta give Sakai credit. He fought a fight that Ed Polo King was not ready for, and clearly Ed Polo King is not ready for grappling, even though he trains with Senegalese wrestlers. What's his name? Gabe Babakar, who's fighting on that Nomad, the Roman show.
Shrek, right?
Yes, they have the Roman 2 show coming up this month. But Ed Polo King wound up finishing him.
And with a blast from the past with Pequeno Nogueira against Hatsuki Yoki.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, so what are your thoughts on Ed Polo King after this fight? This was clearly supposed to be a showcase fight for him, maybe to get him into that tournament.
Yeah, and Sakakibara, I think, said after that, no, that's not happening.
But also, Ed Polo King after said, he was asked about tournament, he said to the reporter, "Hey, did you see how I fought? I don't deserve to be in the tournament." So credit to Ed Polo King from going from saying I'm going to be UFC champion to I don't deserve to be in the RIZIN heavyweight tournament. I'm glad he sees his.
I'm happy that he's at least self-aware that he's got a lot of work to do. Not everyone has that type of perspective, but yeah, he looked shaky. He's, as you said, he's not ready for grappling. Although I will say, to his credit, he was able to get out of that north-south choke, granted not with any great technique, but through sheer strength. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he won. He beat a durable veteran, and just use it as a learning experience and get better. He's 3-0. He's got a lot of work to do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you do if he's not? Well, let's not put him in the tournament.
No,
but you have to match him up with somebody. Like, if you watch this fight, you can see. Okay, I see the same problems that Stefan Struve had. If you've seen Stefan Struve, 7 foot tall or maybe close to 7 feet tall, you would think he has I think longest reach ever in UFC, or maybe second.
One of them, yeah.
But yet this guy got knocked out by people like Mark Hunt, and a bunch of other people that you would think that he would be levels above.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing the same problems where this guy can fight at a distance because of his reach, but once you get in close, he's like wacky inflatable two guy, and the grappling as well. Where Sakai is not a grappler,
no,
but he outgrappled this 6'8" monster. So I'm not so sure. Like, you gotta put him up with somebody. I don't know. Do you have names? If you don't have names, I totally get it because it's heavyweight.
Well, for starters, I probably would bring in like Sego.
I guess so. Tapology might have some problems with that fight. Because a lot of fights are a recent fight on Sego's record was called into question, but okay, that's not a problem. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Sego, yeah. I could see.
What about Komei Day? You remember the guy? Remember that 6'8" guy, like judo guy?
The dude from Gladiator. What the hell is his damn name? The Polish guy who fights in Japan.
Polish guy who fights in Japan.
I think he's like a judoka. Fights for Gladiator.
I don't think so.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to.
Are you talking about the French guy? This French heavyweight guy? No.
I don't know if he's French Gladiator.
Oh, while you were looking at that, WMA scene says I'd rather fight for RIZIN PFL too. Ooh, tough decision. WMA scene. I know. I remember that fight. I was like, "Fuck!" I would like Stipe to win that, and yeah. RIZIN will die says Stefan Coignon.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's not.
Muhammad says King versus Robles de Spain super karate combat.
What is his damn name?
But remember, remember Ryzen brought in this really tall judo guy. A number for one fight. It was a kick. He brought him in for a kickboxing fight, and he was also the highlight reel for the.
I know. Are you talking about that karateka?
Yes.
The dude who fought in at the Inoki show in
yes. He got thrown out. He disappeared into the abyss. That guy. I was thinking that.
Thinking of Radek Hekyel.
I have no idea who that is. I watched some Gladiator, but I don't know who that guy is. Why not for shits and giggles? Hold on, I got one. For shits and giggles, why don't they, for a Nagoya show, they bring back Kaiju Killer?
Kaiju Killer's another one. Yeah.
That would be hilarious. That would be, I think he's even shorter. Thank you. Thank you, Komede. Hidenori Ibata.
Hidenori Ibata, that's right. Yeah, Radek Hekel. There's some dude named, I know, Brandon Hashimoto is one of them. And then Dong Hyun Bae. You could also put him in with Tae-in Kim.
Oh God, I don't know if that guy might be too good. He was undefeated.
I'm saying like you're looking for. I'm just trying to think of people.
I know
shoeboxing guy. That one big
shoeboxing guy. I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name. Komede says Ibata weighs 60 pounds less. I think Sakai also weighed about, I don't know if it was 60 pounds less, but he had to be like 40 pounds. Mm-hmm. It's heavyweight. Rules of difference.
He looked like a smaller sumo.
Yeah. Rise of Die says Ed Polo King versus Yukinori Ashizawa. That is so bold. I'm going to say yes.
I've heard that name.
That's the guy that exposed Random the steroids thing.
God,
I would do that. Hold on. Do you think would Ryzen bring back Bobby Ulligan to face Ed?
Why not?
Do you think they would be that bold?
Yes. Since when does that stop them?
I don't know, but I don't know. I'm kind of liking that right now. Okay, so because you can't put him against somebody who's, I would even say, be like mid card because it has grappling. You need to put him against somebody who he's going to smash, and I think Bobby Ulligan he could smash, Ashizawa he could smash. I think he'd smash Ibata. So there are people. Mm-hmm. Migru could supply a giant for breaking down. That's true. There is a breaking down connection as well. Sakai.
Oh, I know Bob Sapp.
He'll go down. Well, no, he fights in Japan. If there's anything we learned that he actually puts up a fight in Japan. So he may actually try to put in some effort on that. So
how about put him in with Jerome LeBanner?
Oh, would Jerome LeBanner knock out? That's very risky.
Or put him in with some jobber from K1. I don't know, like freaking KG or something.
Oh yeah. KG's got power. He's got power though, and if he can hit you, he can knock you out.
True.
Mr. Sakai, Mr. Ryo Sakai, back to deep. 14 and 13.
He's back to deep.
I guarantee he'll be on a deep card within the next 2 or 3 months because that's what usually happens. And he might co-main or main. So, but
yeah, it'll be like a freaking Osaka Impact or something like that.
No, I think they'll put him on Tokyo Impact. He deserves Tokyo Impact. He shouldn't have to take the train all the way to Tokyo. By the way, I learned also he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Surprisingly.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that.
So before we do go on to the next portion of the card, right after this, Kyoji Horiguchi left. So, or officially vacated title. By the way, they brought in 2 Olympic wrestlers that I thought were gonna sign. I didn't write down their names because they had something. One of them even said he doesn't watch MMA, but he said it. He apparently said that on the mic, and is like, "Oh, that you should have just lied, brother. You should have just lied. Just say oh, you enjoy RIZIN. Don't say you don't watch MMA." Or no, he said he had no interest in competing in MMA. Should have just lied. Just say oh, maybe one day I'll fight. Don't lie, brother. Go ahead and lie. It's pro wrestling. RIZIN is pro wrestling to a degree. But yeah, Kyoji Horiguchi officially vacated flyweight title, and as they should have, winner of the GP wins the money and the flyweight title. I think that's the best solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not much to say here.
Yeah, I know we have a certain person in our Discord who who wants champions in the GPs. I am not a fan of that. I think that can backfire.
Yeah, and it can screw up booking and all that jazz.
Yes, and also if you do what Bellator did, where the person can lose the belt, you potentially can see that belt change 4 or 5 times potentially.
Yeah, and then it ends up being like the WBA Super Bantamweight title back in the early 2000s, where it changed hands like 5 times in 2 years.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not a fan of that particularly. So let's see how Horiguchi does in his second run.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. I think they're bringing him to lose.
He's nowhere what he was.
Yeah, I mean, if they had no interest in bringing him last year, I'm sure whatever they offered him, they didn't change the offer, so he's gonna still get the shit deal, whatever. But hopefully, also now that he has the traveling is also not going to be as brutal since he lives in Florida and loves fishing. So. Well, actually, he's supposed to have his first fight in Azerbaijan, so he's gonna be traveling anyway. What the fuck am I saying? So, but yeah, let's see how Horiguchi does. Let's see if he can finally be the first RIZIN Japanese champion. I was kind of Jiri's your first champion. He's the first RIZIN champion.
Yeah.
So don't forget Jiri, Mr. Barra. Chance of Torrance just keeps them from defending defending the title. Yeah, I don't like it because they defend the title in every fight that they have in the tournaments, which I don't like because if you do lose if it's however it is 6 or 8 people, 4 or 5 people could get the title, and it's just I'm not a fan of it. Rise will dive. Kyoji Horiguchi loses. How devastating would it be for Japanese MMA? All their major prospect stars have lost recently in that terrible and boring promotion. Well, here's the thing. I know that we are not going to get any extra fans of RIZIN or in our Discord, regardless of how Kyoji Horiguchi does. And in fact, we lost a member of the Discord, our good friend, that guy, after Kai lost. So what does that do for us? Sorry?
He left?
Yeah, he left after Kai lost. Excuse me. How devastating? I don't think it's as devastating as Kai. I think the Kai won because RIZIN they beat that drum so much, and when he lost, that to me made RIZIN look bad, and it kind of made, I don't want to say JMA look bad overall, but it didn't help make JMA look good.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but we'll agree to disagree.
It's because perception is reality, in my opinion. If you're going to put yourself behind this guy and sit and promote him and all that stuff and saying, UFC take him, all that stuff, and then he loses like he did. See, Tyra and Saruya put up good fights and they lost. So it's not bad in that sense. Kai got bitched out 2 rounds. And I still think that Pantoja let that first round go because he wanted to see what Kai was made of. And when he was just like, okay, this guy's got nothing on me, take him down, choke him out. Let's see how Kyoji Horiguchi does. Don't forget, Kinoshida's still there. So Kinoshita can still be and Nakamura. We still got, I know that Rinier Nakamura never fought on RIZIN, and Kinoshita technically lost. But we still got, there's still some people that can still fly the JMMA flag. Hopefully successfully. Okay. I was wrong. We were both wrong, Mike, about this fight. Shuya Kimura destroyed Takeshi Yokoyama. By the way, Yokoyama coming out to what was the Beatles song? Was it Yellow Submarine? No, it wasn't Yellow Submarine.
I'm not sure.
I
forgot.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I forgot, but he came out to a Beatles song. J. Christian Gary got a shout out by Michael Schiavello as well. So cool that happened, and also cool coming out to a Beatles song, even though I think that they're kind of a little bit. Oh, sorry, I skipped. My apologies. I skipped the actual next fight. My apologies. Did I even put that in the? Oh my god, I didn't even put that in the thing here. Okay, sorry. Let's go back. We're gonna do Hagiwara making quick work of Toby Misech. First round, less than a minute, I think it was.
It was like 20 seconds.
Yep, right there, 26 seconds.
Okay.
Finally, he gets a win. He said after this, he's never going to lose again.
I don't.
Easier said than done. Let's see how that strategy plays out, Cotton. I mean, listen, want to talk about mismatches? Listen, this fight went exactly how we thought it was kind of going to go. You bring in a guy who's lost his last 6 fights, and they're all by knockout or submission, almost all of them. He does bare knuckle as well. You clearly saw this guy is going to stand and bang because he's from Hawaii. Perfect fight for Hagiwara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's back on track for however long that lasts.
Do you still? So if they don't do Mikuru versus Hagiwara, what do you think next?
I'm trying to. I'm not sure, actually.
So what about Hagiwara versus Yaman? Not the dome, but like somewhere down the line.
I could see that. That backfired. Yeah, no, I mean, with featherweight, you have to match him really carefully.
Yeah.
I mean, but the problem is that there's not that many people that you can feed him, that you can feed Hagiwara.
I was saying for shits and giggles, just do Yokoyama. Because that's what probably what RIZIN would do next anyway. They probably would be like, oh, okay, now back to
actually thinking that.
And we all know how that fight would go. So, yeah.
How about Hiroaki Suzuki?
They already fought, and Hagiwara beat him, surprisingly.
They did?
Yeah, it wasn't that much of a... He actually defended Suzuki's takedowns. It was a decision win. But yeah, it was...
When did they fight? I clearly can't remember.
Was it a New Year's Eve show? That might have been actually was that his last? That might have been his last win.
I thought it was
Agawan. Yeah, Agawan, sorry. So if you want to run that fight back, I guess so. Sure, fine. Get one of the guys who lost in that deep featherweight championship tournament, maybe as well.
How about him versus Yoshiki Nakahara?
I'm surprised those two haven't fought already. Okay, I'm not opposed to that. What about have him and Ashita ever fought? I don't think they have.
Ashita beat him by
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to running it back, but
you still risk because Ashita's a grappler.
Yeah,
I get it. Toby Misic. Think he's coming back?
No.
Unfortunately not. Sorry, Toby. You're a nice guy. I appreciate the interview, but unfortunately, I don't think RIZIN is going to bring you back. Unfortunately, yeah. Nothing much more to say about that.
There really isn't. I mean, we'll have to wait and see if he gets the Mikuru, if Hagiwara gets the Mikuru booking.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Now back to Shuhei Kimura and Takeshi Yokoyama. Kimura destroyed him in about less than a minute. Wow.
Shocker.
Yeah. By the way, it was Kimura's hometown as well, by the way. I did not know that. Kimura and Nomura both train at Brave. They're both from that area as well. So confusing for some people. I get it. You think the grappler would have the last name Kimura, but no, the striker has the last name Kimura for whatever reason. This is what God has decided. The Japanese God has decided. So, but yeah. What do you think about Kimura? Is this guy really? Can this guy go the future of his career knocking out guys in the first round?
Not all the time, but damn, did he look awesome.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting him to beat Yokoyama the way he did. This was a hell of a win. He's a potential star for them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He had a lot of people on it. Was that him or Nomura had all the people in his corner? I think it was him, right?
It might have been, but his stand-up looked just phenomenal. He could punch. Jesus.
Yeah. Also, he was since he's from that area, he was doing a donation thing.
Yes.
No, not from that area. It was from Ehime, which is nearby, which had some fires. So he was doing a donation thing there as well. So yeah, I mean, looked fucking good.
Yeah.
You kind of think that some guy who's getting who's knocked out 4 people in a gladiator, you think or Gratchan, whatever.
You never know what's going to happen, and clearly he's for real because Yokoyama's a good fighter.
Would you dare do him versus Hagiwara?
I would do him versus Ryo Takagi.
That's a good one. I like that one. Both strikers. I like that.
Two young emerging potential stars.
Yeah, Yokoyama had no confidence in stand up. He's a grappler. This guy,
I mean,
great one, a fucking great one. But no, he's not. He's not a striker at all.
And his chin was straight up.
Kimura stand up made him look like a bigger version of Horiguchi. Yeah, he is a karate. He is a karate guy. Karate Kempo, I believe. So yeah, we might have a featherweight Horiguchi. We'll see how the rest of his career goes. He's young. I think he's 1 year younger than Yokoyama. So
yeah, he's 24. Yokoyama's 28, so he's really young.
Now Yokoyama, think we'll see him back?
Yes.
Or will he go back to Fighting Nexus?
Another victory or two in Fighting Nexus.
He's their featherweight champion, I believe. Still,
I believe he is as well. Yeah.
Man, I would just. The other thing about featherweight is, and where has Ilkam Nazimov?
I was thinking him too. I would like to see him in with. I would like to see Nazimov and Victor Kolesnik.
We have not heard from these guys at all. I think they're from the same gym. I think they both train at Muay Thai, though.
Okay, Tiger Muay Thai.
Tiger Muay Thai, I believe. I think. Yeah, we have featherweight's looking good, but this is the one issue of Rise is that someone will get a big win and they might disappear, and you never see him for like another year. So hopefully we can find out what those two guys are doing. We got Kimura with a big win, Hagiwara with back on the winning column, so you can run with that a little bit down the line. So yeah, things are looking good for featherweights, I think. Just keep I don't know. Once Mikuru leaves, though, will they give? You think they'll stop paying attention to featherweight?
Maybe. Depends on who they can build.
So next fight was a great fight. Ito beating Laramie. Totally caught me off guard. I think maybe also you as well, right?
I don't remember.
I was pegging Ito to kind of just be on the back foot, waiting for Laramie to come in. But no, Ito.
He did a combo of both, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think it went to the ground briefly once, but mostly a stand up. Laramie, they powered through some really devastating shots, man.
He got dropped, I think, 3 times, was it?
Yeah. He got dropped second round, I think it was, and then third round right at the end.
Yes.
I'll be honest. I thought that Laramie's head would protect him because he's got this weird shaped head, and I thought like, oh, this Minecraft
kind of like Kazuyuki Fujita.
Yeah, I thought like he just had an iron head, and he's gonna be impervious to being knocked around like that. Plus, also we haven't really seen Ito's done that to low level opponents, but Laramie's not a low level opponent. He is a very good flyweight. So
Ito looked phenomenal.
This is the best Ito has looked in all of his Rizin fights when he's out in terms of facing a legitimate opponent. So what do you think? Ito, solid, sold himself for the tournament?
Absolutely. His combinations and just his defense he looked really good.
He kept the way he used his jab as well. I thought that Laramie was gonna be able to use power shots, but no, Ito mixed it up so much.
He did.
So well.
And the difference in speed and technique was the difference.
Yeah. I know that Laramie was getting some powerful shots in, but it was volume, power, and significant strikes on Ito's.
Yes. And it was nice for him. It was nice to find with Ito. The thing is, you need to styles make fights, as they say, and someone who's also a counterpuncher is gonna not bring the best out of Ito.
Yeah.
Laramie is so aggressive. Ito had to fight.
Yeah. I'm glad he recognized that. And hopefully, I know that he didn't get his finishing bonus, but hopefully whatever money he made from this, he can use it for gambling. Now, there was some discussion about Laramie. What you do with Laramie? Sorry?
Maybe moving to Bantam because this was at a catch weight.
Yeah, but he's too small for Ben. He's like 5'2". He is. I think Ogikubo's even bigger than him.
Okay.
I say there were some people who were saying, "Oh, he should be in the tournament based on his performance." Now, here's my problem with that. You need to have, and I think this is the problem that WWE and AEW have. They've ruined booking, not only and also UFC to a degree have ruined booking in wrestling and in MMA, where wins and losses don't matter. It's the performance. The performance matters to a degree, but you still have to win. Because if you don't, if
WWE's been better with that.
sorry,
Triple H has been better with that, but there's still work to be done.
yeah, but like the idea that I say he deserves at least the alternate, at least or an alternate fight, and even if you want to do like an alternate brackets, I think that's fine. Like the losers of like the flyweight matches, I think you could do something like that.
Or how about you put two losers and whoever that him versus someone like kind of like a final eliminator to get back in
Yeah,
to get in the final spot.
I'm not opposed to that as well. Yeah, but they're probably gonna figure out the brackets by I'm gonna say maybe by the next Tokyo Dome show. So I don't know if there'll be enough time for that. I'm not opposed to that. I have a problem though if they put him in after this. I have a problem with that just because he lost, and it wasn't his performance is good, but he lost like solidly to
Yeah,
Ito.
he did. Would you put
And
him in with who would you put him in with next then if you go with like an eliminator or a reserve fight?
who was the would they if Muramoto's still sticking at fly? Wait, no, he fought
He already
Muramoto.
beat Muramoto.
Yeah. You know what? If he putting him in, would they put? Do you think they put Shinryu in the main bracket? They might because
I think Ito called him out. Didn't he call Yuki Ito out?
No, it was Shinryu. Yeah, he's Shinryu. And like, I'm sorry, like, dude, you lost your last fight.
How about you put him in with Shorty Torres?
No, but Torres deserves to be.
Torres already won. Yeah.
So if you want to do Laramie versus Shinryu,
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm not opposed to that either. Yeah, but yeah, right now Ito's in, Torres is in. I think Ogikubo's kind of grandfathered in.
Yes.
So that's how I've got it so far. And then maybe someone
say the winner of Dotson Soya Takaki.
Yeah, but someone brought up a good point that Dotson is going to have to defend his BKFC title, so they may not let him like do the tournament.
Very possible.
So we'll have to see. Yeah, but maybe that'll change. Maybe BKFC is going to be spending too much time on that $25 million flyweight. Okay, I know you're gonna. Okay, Killer Mayday. This is fucking JMA we're talking about. What the saying goes, it doesn't matter if you lose as long as you're excited, you'll continue getting fights. Yes, you'll continue getting fights.
Not go into a tournament.
Yes. I am not saying that Laramie should not. I'm just saying don't put him in the main bracket of the tournament. Have him as an alternate.
Reserve fight for sure.
Yes. Alternate, reserve fight, whatever. I am happy with that. If you put him in, then I think that sends a bad message.
Wait, why not put him in with Zulu?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good one as well. Ito versus Laramie rematch is a killer first round for the flyweight GP. I don't know. I think Ito earned his spots.
I would put Ito against Shorty Torres.
Yuki Ito versus a wrestler. You think if they would do Ito versus Ogikubo?
I would put him with Shorty Torres.
Yeah. Okay. List 8 Rise fights that aren't coming off losses that will be in the tournament. Okay. That aren't coming off losses. Okay, we got Ito. We got Torres. What was Ogikubo? That's 3. Who was Magomed, the guy
from Azerbaijan?
Yeah, that's 4. There was some speculation you could maybe put Maeda in it as well.
You sure Maeda was thinking him?
Yeah. Wasn't there one other flyweight match as well on that landmark show, or am I misremembering?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. But then Dotson Takaki. Soya.
Again, but you have the issue of BKFC and Dodson. Okay, we could say that. We got Urson having his fight with Daiki Tomozawa coming up as well. I'm sure that the winner of that would be put in as well.
And then Hiroya against Shinotsuka.
Yes. So you have those that will determine the bracket.
Yeah.
And then you can have the lose. Shinryu will probably be in. Would they? I hope they don't put Shinryu in it. I also don't hope they don't put Shinryu in it as well because he lost as well. So I'm fair.
Unless he wins in like Korea.
What was that?
Unless he wins in Korea or something on one of the upcoming.
Oh, do something like that. Yeah. There are fighters who win exciting fights who always get back. That's true. WMMA scene. Rise will die. Why would Shinryu be in tournament if lost? Well, no. I'm saying that I think I maybe misspoke. They would maybe put him as the alternate, I think, or reserve bout, or versus Laramie, I think. Or if they do like a bracket, have they ever done a bracket reserve bout thing?
No, they haven't. But there's a couple shows before before a tournament starts. You could book a win this match.
So Maeda wins a mismatch in your mind? No, you said the name winners, people who have not lost. He's a possibility. Should he be in it? I have no. Would they have put Onigiri Kun in it if he won?
Probably, knowing how they book.
Yeah. So, Maeda's a suggestion. If he's in it, I don't care. If he's not in it, I don't care either. So, but the other ones, there are some people that are definites, I think. Well, Mohamed Makayev. That's been the big talk that apparently he was supposed to be. Well, he's now in Karate Combat, so maybe he'll be in this thing as well. So that's the big name I've heard. They may even get some foreign, other foreign flyweights as well. I don't know if there's any flyweights that have been recently released from UFC as well. I'm just saying, because again, I think wins and losses should matter. And the performance matters second. I know I don't know. That's just how I don't believe that everybody gets a trophy. That's just my thoughts on it. Will I be fuming and angry if Laramie is in it? No, I'm not. I won't be, but I just think it sends the wrong message in my personal opinion. I think wins and losses should matter. Especially if you're going to if these matches are qualifying matches for a tournament. Am I out on an island on this, Michael?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if you're looking for winners only, but we know that that RIZIN doesn't do it that way.
Yeah, I know. I have some bad news. If you think Shinryu won't be in it, he'll be one of the first ones announced. I want the best exciting fighters available. And listen, I get your perspective. I get the perspective of exciting fighters, but also you need
Japanese fighters.
You need Japanese fighters, but also if all your exciting fighters have lost, you just going to put all the fighters the exciting fighters who lost in
it dilutes the GP's meaning.
Yeah.
As sad as that, as unfortunate as that is.
I'll be honest. I don't think if Shinryo's in it, I'm disappointed because he doesn't deserve to be in it. No. Credit to Ed Polo King. I bet they're going to offer him the thing if after he was supposed to destroy Sakai, but I'm sure he looked at his thing. He looked at how he fought. Like, hey, you know what? I kind of sucked. So don't put me in the GP. And in Shinryu, the way he looked against Torres, the way he looked against Kenta at the deep fight, yeah, he does not deserve to be in the tournament, in my opinion. Now, will they put him in it? Maybe. But again, I would not be happy with that. Okay, how about we come to a agree to disagree, Komide. I'll say I would prefer Laramie over Shinryu. I'll at least go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Can we how about that? I expect a couple of deep guys and foreigners around out the bracket.
Well, it depends if it's 8 or 16.
Yeah. Shout out to Kenta Hayashi. Komide, you want Erison Alamo to be Mikuru Bag Boy over Laramie, Zulu, and Shiryu? No, but if he beats him, fair and square, you beat him, and do you not deserve to get rewarded for it? I had a problem with the fact that they said that Nomura was the only one that was eligible for the lightweight title. if he beat Gustavo. I'm not. You know, what's the motivation for Gustavo if he loses? If for him to win, if he's not gonna get a title shot. So yeah, would I want Urson? Urson's look good. Well, I mean, he looked good in the Ito fight. So
And then lost to Monkey Shibata.
yes, he did. So at least if Urson will put on a fight, at least he'll give effort. And I'll be honest, who knows? He may not even go into the tournament because he'll disappear after this. He'll disappear for another 5 or 6 years. You know who they should do? They should have done Urson versus Takagi Soya, because no matter who wins that fight, they're gonna disappear for another 10 years, and we'll never see him. We'll be like, where did those guys go? Because they just disappear. Soya's case, I think, because he's got medical issues or something. But Urson, I don't know where he goes right after. He just disappears, and we're like, where'd he go? Ryzen Will Die says, what does it say about flyweight if a non-Japanese wins a flyweight Grand Prix? Would Ryzen Brothers promote champion? I think they would. I'm sure they would have done that with Cape had he stayed with them. They did it with Jiri. Jiri was showcased on many big cards. So I don't think them being foreign or Japanese. I think they'll prefer Japanese. But that's the good thing about Ryzen, is at least they'll roll with things if plans don't always go the way they want. So I give them a lot of credit for that. Urson Yamamoto's win over Mikuru, that is 1-0 means less than Zulu's loss to Horiguchi, for example. But again, it's someone who's winning versus losing. What's the point if wins and losses don't matter, then how do you book? You can't always book the most exciting things all the time. It's not going to work out all the time. And I mean, case in point, we had a match with Shoko Sato versus Juntaro Ushiku, which is a fight I would never have booked ever. And I don't think I don't know why that fight was booked, but it was still booked and went exactly how we thought it was. So not the most exciting fights aren't always going to happen. And Ryzen is going to book fights. They'll book fights to be exciting, but then they're going to book fights where they want someone specific to win, and they're going to make sure it goes that way. That's the one thing I hope they don't do in this tournament, by the way, is that they make it obvious who they want the finals to be. I hope they don't do that. If they're going to go the whole fun, exciting route, then please, I'm fine with that. As long as it's not some sort of, what Bellator always try to do, or what Ryzen did with the Bantamweight tournament with that Ogikubo won. So, okay, again, I'll say this, Komide. I would, if it's a difference between Laramie and Shinryu being actually in the tournament, I will 100% pick Laramie. But also, here's the other thing as well. Laramie on his social media right after, this is a guy who hadn't lost in quite a number of years. He seemed very despondent about his loss. I don't know if you saw his Instagram stuff, but he basically said, don't send me any sort of you put up a good fight or whatever thing. So if he's offered a spot, he may not even take it, because he may have an Ed Polo King feeling I don't deserve to be in it. But I will meet you in the middle, Kobe Day, and say, if it's a choice between Shinryu and Laramie, I will Laramie 100%. Please don't hate me, Kobe Day. Hope you're still my friend. Sorry, we got into that whole thing. But interesting. It's always interesting to hear. I get the exciting fights. I know it's also Japan. I like to have a little bit of balance of both. Any thoughts, Mike? I'm so sorry that I have not asked you at all this whole thing. Any just last minute thoughts on?
Not really. I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. So speaking of Yoshihiro Maeda, Yoshihiro Maeda taught Rice Ball Kid a lesson, and yeah, apparently Maeda is also back full time. He said he's unretired now. So I don't know. What do you think about this fight, Mike? I kind of this is how I kind of thought it was going to be. It lasted longer, but yeah.
I thought Yoko Uchi did a pretty good job, all things considered. He just needs more experience. The veteran one in the end. I mean, there's not much really to say about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it was on topic. It was good stuff. Just want to make sure friendly disagreement in just booking, but that's what makes RIZIN great because we never truly know how they'll go, and that's always makes it exciting. We know how UFC books, we know how PFL obviously books, we know how I was about to say Bellator, we know how Bellator used to be booked. That's always the great thing about RIZIN. We just never know. But yeah, let's get to Taiji Tomozawa. If he beats Ersan, the way he beat Kota, and if he beats Ersan, okay, I think he kind of deserves at least something because he was a kickboxer and he's coming to MMA. He's already beat 2 more seasoned MMA guys. He at least deserves something. But yeah, Maeda, yeah, that was a cool alligator roll, weird naked thing, whatever. But like Maeda this entire time was just so confident, had his hands down. He looked like he was having fun in there. And he looked like he was just making Yokuchi just almost not like he was making him not gas out. I don't even like just waste all his energy. Just like trying everything, jumping knees, grappling, trying to suplex him. It seemed like Maeda was so confident that he could win this that he almost let Yokuchi try things to see what he could do to get out of them.
Like I said, I thought Yokuchi did a good job. Just the experience won in the end.
Yeah. I mean, so what do you do with Rice Ball Kid next? Who do you put him up and get an opponent like Maeda, or do you do something like I think King Silo said, like the guys in the prelims, like those type of guys?
Yeah, I think I agree with King Silo on this one. Move him carefully.
Yes.
Whether they do that, who knows?
Oh yeah. I would even say have a fight in Deep. I'm sure Deep would who was would you who I know, well, I guess you can't do Joe Hiromoto, but the guy who beat Joe Hiromoto, I think his name is Kimura as well. I think he had
from whatever Deep show it was.
Yeah. I think you got that's just like,
how about put him in with Yushi?
I think Yushi might be bigger than him though. If flyweight, well, would he be? I don't know if Yokuchi be flying at flyweight or bantamweight. If he does bantamweight, then yeah, Yushi. I don't know. Yushi has a little bit of grappling. I don't think he's as good as grappler as Yokuchi though. Maeda though, I don't know. Are we gonna get is this a second Maeda run in RIZIN? Are we gonna get?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the dude's 43, 44, whatever the hell he is. He fights a live dog. We'll see. Would
you rematch him with people that are still fighting that he fought like years ago? Here's the thing. He fought Kleber. He beat Kleber. He's had matches with Tsunabe. I don't know. What do you do? Do you do kind of like almost like a nostalgia run?
Maybe book him against Kanehara.
I think that'd be interesting. Oh yeah, they fought before. Yeah.
Sengoku.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that'd be cool. I think you could do that.
Awesome quick fight that he knocked out Kanehara.
Do you think? But you think he'll stick at bantamweight, or you think he's going to go down to flyweight? Because that's where he found his most success. I think was in flyweight.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he could be in the GP.
I think I do see Kobe Day's point. Like he beat the kid. Maybe they were planning for one of the whoever wins to put him in the GP. I don't know. Like, do you think he would put himself through a GP? He's already been. Has he ever done a GP before? He must have.
Yes, right. I think he did the Dream. I think it was Dream Bantamweight.
Okay.
And then the Dream Japan Bantamweight Grand Prix that Hideo Tokoro eventually won. This was during Dream's time.
Has he and Tokoro ever fought?
Yeah. They fought at the Dream Japan GP first round, I think. And I think he got kneed in the balls multiple times, as I recall.
Okay. That's another one they could put in the tournament is Tokoro. They might. I don't think they're going to, but he's the one that I would have no
If
problem.
he unretires, sure.
Yeah. Well, he didn't retire. Remember,
He didn't retire. I thought he
he said he was
did.
going to retire if he lost. They still want to put Hiroya in that tournament, though. They still want to put him in that tournament, though.
Mhm.
It's so obvious.
Yeah, they do. But he has. We'll see if he can get past Shinotsuka.
Yes. Yeah. So, listen, if you want to do like kind of like a nostalgia run of Maeda's past fights, I got no problem with that. I think that'd be kind of cool. See who's still fighting. Kanahara, Tokoro. I don't think you do Clever. I don't think you want to do Clever now.
No, Kleber's well above that level.
Yeah. So yeah, you just see who he's fought and kind of like do that. I think that'd be a fun thing to do with him. I think that'd be kind of unique. Oh, here's an interesting. Ryzen should keep Maya as a boogeyman for the guys coming from Koshin. Oh, I don't know if you want to do that, man. Just having my that have to go through. Oh, those poor high school kids. I don't. Oh, that'd be terrible. It'd be cool to see like guys like Maid and Tokoro, the Tokoro stuff. Yeah, do something like that. Kind of like a throwback fight.
Why not do a grappling match?
As a grappling fan, I'm not opposed to that, but I'm not opposed to that. I would rather see an MMA fight, though, in my personal opinion. So this fight kind of sucked. I don't really have anything to say about it.
I didn't think it was that bad, actually.
I mean, well, first of all, Spike Carlisle missed weight, so only way he could have gotten anything is a no contest finish. On paper, Carlisle should have smoked this guy. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Izumi. I think, and I want to hear okay. Well, Kobe Day, would you say that Izumi? Who do you think out of all these guys who I'm going to mention? We got Danny Sabatello, we got Shoko Sato, Juntaro Ushiku, Shinobu Ota, and Izumi. Who would you say out of those five is the most boring? I'm curious to hear your opinion. And what do you think about that, Mike? Who do you think is the most boring?
Sato.
Okay, easy. I have seen Izumi's fights in Deep, and they feel like they go on forever. And this felt like it was going on forever as well. God forbid we get an Izumi Satoshi fight. That's the thing they do.
Oh God.
Well, it would be great because Satoshi would finish him in maybe a minute. As soon as he goes for a takedown, he would just get choked out. Yeah, man. What do you think about Spike? You think they'll bring him back?
I don't know.
I'm going to say yes because he was apologetic. It was the first time in RIZIN, but it's the second time it's happened in his career. It happened in Bellator, but he was unlike Juan. I would be happy they brought him back. I would maybe do a catch weight though, maybe like a 160 though, something like that. And then you give him that fight. If you well, I was about to say if he wants to try welterweight, easiest guy, throw him against Daichi Abe, see how he does with that. Yeah, he's like the go-to. He's the go-to guy for bantamweight. Welterweight. What do you about Izumi though? You think? I don't want to see Izumi back, but I think they're going to probably bring him back.
They're going to bring him back because he beat Carlisle.
I know. For Takeshi Izumi, it was exciting. For Spike fight, it was average. And Izumi doesn't have the library of boring fights like Ushiku and Sato does. But at least Ushiku and Sato have had fights where they finish people. He has 6 wins at this point and not one finish. Do you remember when Makoto Shinryu had no finishes on his entire career?
We forgot about Ichiro Ito.
Oh, but I don't think they're ever going to bring Ichiro Ito back ever. I don't think he doesn't want to come back, there's got to be something. There's got to be something with that why he's not coming back. Should Patrick Usami test his grappling with Izumi? Listen, they could run that rematch back. I think I would be fine if they ran Izumi versus. You think they would do Izumi versus Yachi?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you do Usami versus Patrick Usami. How about bringing Yamato Nishikawa?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I know he was at the not the PFL. He was at the Deep Fight. I forgot that he fought. Is he featherweight though? I thought he fought at lightweight against
Usami, and you said he should have lost.
Yes. I remember that fight. Yes, it was against Patrick Usami. Yeah, he beat. Oh yeah, Usami definitely beat him. Yeah. I like this. Ito gets put in pancreas jail for another year every time we bring him up. I know it's probably true at this point.
Stupid.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to fight Ryzen.
It's very possible.
You know, again, Shu has said that there are some fighters who see going to Ryzen as a step down. Maybe he's one of those guys. Maybe he's pegging himself, not literally, but for a spot on RTU, Road to USC, or potential Japanese UFC card. Maybe. So I wouldn't necessarily, it seems odd that they would not ask him back. I have to believe that they must have at some point, and he either turned it down for whatever reason or something. There's got to be something behind there. Usami beat Shunta, not Izumi. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. But that was the beginning of Shunta's career. If it were up to me, I would just say, Izumi, go back to deep. Don't come back. But I know they're going to bring him back. Okay, WMAC now. I hope you're here because now we're going to talk about Machi beating Young Park in the mismatch of the night, in my personal opinion, on the main card at least. So, but I mean,
besides Hagiwara,
that was a mismatch. That wasn't. I mean, this more in. This is both skill and in size. Hagiwara was skill wise may have been the same.
No, Hagiwara was a much better technical striker than Misic.
Okay, I'll give you that. But yeah, Machi put the beating to this poor young Korean who was sacrificed. So I don't know. You think we're gonna get a strawweight thing after this or no? Oh, Mike, you froze. Oh no. Just come back, Mike, if you could hear me or refresh your thing. I don't think it's on my end. I hope not. Anyway, Machi, yeah, I don't know what they're planning to do with Machi because she can fight at atom weight very easily, and yet she doesn't. And I almost would say that she should just go down to atom weight so she could face Seika, because I don't know what you want to do at this point with a strawweight thing. WAC, thank you. Apparently, Rise is serious about strawweight. Izawa has been talking about wanting to fight it at 52 kilograms again. Well, we'll see if she wants to do that. She loves to say she likes to fight, and then she doesn't fight. Now she says she would like to face the winner of Oshima versus Suda. Who the fuck knows that that's going to happen? So, yeah, I don't take whatever Izawa says at all seriously at this point. She fights when she fights at this point, unfortunately. I don't know what else. WMAC now. You'll be de facto guest now. What do you do with strawweight? I still don't think that there's enough strawweights that in Japan that will make it interesting for division. I know that Park went up to strawweight, I believe. I think she's no longer doing atomweight. Whatever her name, I'm forgetting her name. Park, the one who faced Izawa twice. And I don't know if you're going to have the other atom weights go up as well. The question is, why would anyone Charles want to fight Ryzen when the goal for them is UFC? Yeah, and I agree with that. Atom weight is what made you had the atom weight people fight in Ryzen because it was them and Invicta were the only places that were doing atom weight fights. Bellator only did one. So I think it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Now, unless you're going to have some straw weights that want to try atom weight, I don't know. This seemed like a one-off thing. This fight seemed like a one-off thing. Siwoo Park versus Machi rematch atom weight. Well, I don't know if Park's doing atom weight anymore, unfortunately. So, yeah, I think, I don't know. And then who else? Ayaka Watanabe. I don't know what she's doing now. We got Suda, who's I don't think would ever go to strawweight or at this point. So I'm not so sure what you do with it at this point. I think this is a one-off fight to give Machi. Machi's a draw. She's got a following. Very interesting Rising Confessions video where apparently her First fight her mother saw, or the fight her mother saw when she was in the womb of her mother was Bob Sapp. I think it was Ernesto Hoost in K1. Oh, Chiavel mentioned it. Okay. Interesting that Ryzen would be a better source. So yeah, I think this is a one-off fight. I don't know if we'll see another strawweight fight for another few months. Who knows? We got the men's festival coming up, so presumably there won't be any women's fight on that. This would be a good start as strawweight. Machi, Shigeta, Murata, Motono, that's Kiza. I think that's Kiza is too small for strawweight. Welcome back, Mike.
I think my internet went out.
All good, all good. Shigeta, where's Shigeta right now? Is she in Shuto or is she in a 1? Motono has no interest in Ryzen as far as I can see, because she is UFC do or die at this point, I think. Kanako Murata has disappeared off the face of the earth. I have no idea where she's gone. Siwoo Park is injured. I think that's what CJ said. This fight reminded me of how Chivelle was guards. Machi's made a habit beating Korean. She was 1-1 against him before this fight. Oh, come on, be nice to Chivelle. He's been doing good other than that. Any thoughts on this fight, Mike, before we move on there? We kind of just we were talking about a strawweight division, all that stuff. I don't think there'll be a strawweight division. I don't think.
No, Machi beat the hell out of her.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Hopefully Park at least the thanks she gets is getting that career card. I hope they at least do that for her being the Machi sacrifice. Oh yes, yeah. She was supposed to have. She only has like about 3 or 4 fights, I think. Shigeta. So yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. You know, again, I don't know. I don't know if a lot of these fighters would want to go to strawweight. And again, some of them I think have UFC in their eyes. Where is Murata? Does anybody know whatever happened to Kanako Murata? Do you think she'll pronounce xenophobia? I don't think so. No, he doesn't. Last fight we're gonna get into before we head out. We ran over time. That's okay because we're having fun here. Full Swing Yoi beating up Playful Playboy Akata. Split decision. Mr. Mike, any thoughts on this?
I thought Full Swing won the fight. Not much I can say about it. I mean, I thought Akata came on at the end, but it was just too little, too late.
Maybe for you, for RIZIN Korea, Mohammed. Listen, Full Swing still got them hands. He can still throw. Listen, he may not be pretty, but he's good at it. We got to actually see a little bit of grappling from him. So, I mean, yeah, listen, I thought that Playboy was hilarious in this fight. I wrote Playboy, I just realized. Playboy was hilarious in this fight. Just like, just doing whatever he was doing. Listen, I'm all on the Playboy Okada train. I think he's hilarious to watch. I think he's fucking hilarious. I don't know. Are you a fan of his?
Not really.
Gotcha. Think we'll see Full Swing back?
Yeah. I mean, he's a gatekeeper.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even say gatekeeper at this point. I don't think he's a gatekeeper anymore. He has his ceiling. He has a ceiling. I know it's getting late, so we're gonna wrap it up, Mike. So I apologize for keeping you this late.
No problem. No, I'm more concerned with my internet.
That's all good. You're good for now. You're good for now, Mike. You're good for now.
Okay.
But Okada, what would you do with him next? He's good. He definitely is good. He definitely has the tools. He's kind of like he has to be like Cape, where he has to know when to do the shit talking and the playfulness. He needs to find that balance. But like, what do you think would be a good fight for him next?
What is he? Phantom?
Yes, Phantom. I think the Gomeo fight though was at featherweight though.
Okay. I would put him in deep. I'm not 100% sure who you put him in with though.
How about Full Swing? He also had his last fight in deep, and also before this one, and he lost that one. Well, here's the
I
thing.
don't.
He had here's something. So remember he had the kickboxing match with
Kan Nakamura.
no, the boring guy.
Oh, Genji Umeno.
Yes, Genji Umeno is
Would you
now in MMA.
put him in with Genji Umeno and maybe have Okada fight
Tiger, you
Taiga?
got the K1 connection there as well.
Yeah,
So
that might work.
I think those are good. So sorry, we're gonna kind of wrap it up. Did you have a favorite fight of the night, Mike?
Yes, it was Chihiro against Doubtback. Or Laramie and Ito.
I was gonna say Laramie Ito slightly above more just because I thought a knockout was coming out anytime soon, but do not disagree with you on that. Limit to 3 favorite KOs subs of the nights, if you have any. I'll scroll through here so in case you need to see. Oh, wait, we skipped a fight. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Mike, do you have time for just quickly talk about OT and LV? Why didn't I didn't put that in? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, long story short, Ochi looked pretty good at times. Same with NOV. They made a strawweight division. I wouldn't be opposed.
Okay. Yeah, a male strawweight division could be good. I don't know about women's strawweight.
No, women's strawweight, no.
By the way, as well. I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's not enough depth at women's strawweight.
By the way, Ochi, the master of the guillotine at strawweight, by the way.
Yes.
So I apologize. I did the banners very quickly this morning when I was very, very tired. Anyway, so favorite finishes of the night, sub KOs.
The a couple of the kickboxing fights, and then Yokoyama and Kimura.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say Ochi because it's always great to see him locking that guillotine. I'm going to also say Kimura's over Yokoyama. And you know what? I thought the Hagiwara Misech was, quickly one and done. You know what? Easy peasy. And it went exactly how we thought it was gonna go. So I'll say that. There is more depth at women's strawweight than men's strawweight. I don't know about Japan, man. I don't know about that. In Japan, you see all those pancreas strawweights? They have enough for a tournament there, Kobe Day. I don't know if that Neo Blood thing is working for if they have one for women's strawweight. So you definitely have a lot. I think I feel like there's more men's strawweight, at least in Japan, than you could bring people from Thailand as well. And who knows if Jared Brooks gets cut from one, you can always bring him back as well. So there's always that. I feel like there's a lot more men's strawweight in Japan. I think the problem with women's strawweight is that those strawweights are mostly atom weights. That's how it seems to be. While people like Ochi, Brooks, NOV, others are natural strawweights. Zero superior rule set talk to you. Well, I mean, there was some, but also you asked for focus fights. You could hear all the superior rule stuff with J Wolf on focus fights. I don't want to take away from there, but yeah, there was superior rule set stuff. I mean, any thoughts on the superior rule sets talks or stuff on this show? There was a few.
There was a few, but I mean, that's not what the main story was.
12 to 6 elbows are no longer superior rule set because they can do in UFC as well. If somebody has a hand down on the ground, that is legal in UFC as well. When my fight, we were allowed to do 12 to 6 elbows to the body because it's amateur. So that can no longer be considered a superior rule set. The one fight that had it was that we saw them was, I think, was it the Machi fight where she gave some soccer kicks or knees to the head? I think that was the real only one that had real, true ground and pound superior rule sets. Yes, they're cool, Muhammad, but they're still technically not superior rule set because they're allowed in UFC now. The whole point of superior rule set is that they're allowed in RIZIN, not allowed in UFC. They were cool though. Don't get me wrong though, even though she beat up an atomweight, but cool nonetheless. So Mike, where can people reach you?
I'm on the Discord at Mike S, and my email address is msold7@aol.com.
Yep. Discord, RIZIN FF. Please join, folks, as well. Before we sign off, if I can find the banner here. Please support the sponsor. EatShroomBar.com is where you can get these beautiful shroom bars made with cordyceps, lion's mane, reishi, and turkey tail. All good stuff to fuel your workout. If you're an MMA fighter, if you're a casual workout person, or just looking to get healthy. And you get 25% off your order if you use the code WAR at your checkout. And it also tells the people that you like our podcast and you support the podcast. And it goes a long way. So appreciate it if you can do that. And thank you again. Code WAR at checkout for eatshroombar.com. You can check out the Twitter. We are RIZIN Podcast. We are RIZIN Pod. You can follow my cohorts, Jay Christian Gary. He has his own thing called Focus Fights, which just had a show now, which you could watch on archive. Follow him at Jay Chris Gary, Twitter/X. Co-host Jay Wolf, JWolf1, and also see all the Focus Fight stuff here at Linktree /Focus Fights. Yes, Mohammed, please come in and watch regularly. Appreciate it. Like this video and subscribe as well, please, as well. So we got a whole bunch I got a whole bunch, like 3 or 4 subscribers on YouTube, and then a bunch on Twitter for whatever reason. I don't know how that it was like so unusual, the amount of traffic, but happy nonetheless. Sorry we overran. That was my fault. But it was a good discussion to have about the Grand Prix tournament. Appreciate everybody who stuck with us these almost 2 hours, and hope to see you on the next one for probably be RIZIN Otoko Matsuri. And there'll maybe be 1 or 2 shows in between then. So again, thank you everybody. Appreciate it. Take care. Have a good night. Good day wherever you are.